Hello everyone, welcome. We'll wait for a few more minutes, maybe 5 minutes, for other participants to join in, and then we'll get started. We'll wait for 2 more minutes and then we'll start. Okay, I think we can get started. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you, Neeraj. Okay, let me quickly share my screen. Hope my screen is also visible to everyone.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, hello everyone, welcome to the session. Thank you for joining in. So, in today's session, we'll be starting our first session today, and this is about testing AI systems, specifically built using, large language models, LLM based AI applications. So, I'll make it as light as possible. I'll not make it as a theory heavy session and all. We'll have it like an interactive session. And for this, you don't need any prior AI background and all. Everything I'll explain it from basics for a testing and quality perspective. So, yeah. Now, before we
Uh,
start, uh, yes,
Kavya?
was anyone saying anything?
Yes, Kavya. So like yesterday we already had, so today, like you said, you will be showing the capstone project that was done so that we get better clarity, right?
Okay. I still don't have the capstone project with me. You can assume it to be a chat GPT application, actually, where you will be giving an input and you can get an output. Maybe post the session, I can give you a glimpse of this.
Okay.
Shall we proceed with this? With the existing one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, sure. I have made a note of it. We'll discuss this post discussing of the current topic. Okay. Next is before we start, one quick question. Like, how many of you here are QA engineers or testers, or you take care of the quality anchors? Thumbs up, thumbs down, hands raised. Any emoji, anything would work. I see 5, 6, 8, 10. Oh wow, awesome. Okay. Now one more question. Okay. Don't don't put your hands down. One more question. How many of you are confident in testing a normal application? This is an application that you have in the market today. You can keep your hands raised. If yes, okay. Okay, now the next question is how many of you are confident in testing an AI application like ChatGPT? Okay, I see the numbers reducing. Oh, okay, it went to 4. Okay, okay, awesome. Okay. So so this is why that's why we are here. Okay, so we will learn like how you can test a AI application. So let me start with a short story. Okay, last year a large enterprise they rolled out an AI powered internal assistant. You can consider it like a internal bot that's going to answer company specific information. Okay, the team they tested it thoroughly and all the test cases passed. The performance was good, the security scan was good, everything was green, and then they went to production. And 2 weeks after production release, the leadership started panicking. Why? Any idea? What would have failed?
Hi, can you please come again? Sorry,
Okay,
couldn't
okay.
hear this.
So, a company, a large enterprise, you can imagine like a company has built a AI powered internal assistant, which is going to answer some questions, internal questions about the company and all. They tested it, all the test cases passed. The performance was good. Security checks and all passed. Everything was green. And they went into production. And the leadership panicked now. What could be the reason?
All the test cases are failed because of
No,
different
all the test
reasons.
cases have passed. They tested it. No, it's green now.
The bot is not giving the expected answers.
Okay.
Maybe it is going to
Expected. Okay.
hallucination.
Yes, good answer.
So
Anything else?
the testing was done from the tester's perspective, but when it comes to end user, right, they can test
Hmm.
anyway, however they want.
Exactly.
It might
Correct.
be leaking internal data as well.
Correct. Correct. So these are some of the things which we have to take care in a bot testing or a AI testing. You can say it like that. Now, here what happened is the bot gave a wrong legal advice to this internal employee. There was not any bug, there was not any failure, they didn't see any crash, system was working perfectly fine. All the test cases was running in the pipeline fine. Everything was fine. There was no red flag. But the end user received a wrong legal advice, which is basically it hallucinated, right? It gave a wrong response, wrong output to the user. And no traditional test case that we have today, none of the tool that we have today have got this. Right. So in this session, we are not going to talk about tools, not about the prompt, not about the theory. It is going to be like how to think, like how your mindset should shift in case if you are going to start with the AI testing. Okay. Yeah. Let me quickly start. So traditional software, the usual systems that we have today, how it works, you give an input to it and system does some calculation, some logic, something will be there on the back end and you'll get an output. Same input, same output every single time, right? Now, let me ask you something. If I'm going to test a login feature today and I'm going to test it again tomorrow, will the result change?
No.
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 Exactly. But if I'm going to test an AI system, say I'm going to test ChatGPT, I'm going to ask some question to it. Is the response going to change or not?
Yeah, of
Yes.
course.
Yes,
Every time.
yes.
Yes, that's what we call it as probabilistic output. So, yes. So, a single input is going to give you multiple different output. So, a user can ask the same question twice and he'll get two different answers. And how will you mark this as a pass or fail? Like, if you are getting two different answers, which one you will mark it as pass? And which one will you mark it as fail? It's difficult, right? So to identify which one is the right one, we don't know. Like how will you validate? How will you know? Right? So that's what we'll be seeing in another few minutes. I'll show you like how you can do that. Now, before we jump in, I'll give you a little bit basics of some of the terminologies that we will be using it, so that everyone is comfortable with the terms that we are going to use in the session. Any questions till now? Okay, I'll take it as a no. If there are any questions, please feel free to post it on the chat. We'll discuss in the last of 15-20 minutes.
So
Okay.
when you talk about LLM, will you be using the ready-made LLM or you will build a LLM which is from the start, like a bot kind of a thing as a company deploys, right? Will you show us how would you create an model for us? Like for if we are going to a company, they cannot accept the outside things, right? So if we want to build an LLM, build ourselves, will you gonna show that like a model or something?
No, we are not going to build an LLM. We are going to use the LLM that is already there. So we will be testing the output that this LLM is going to give. So you can also set up your private LLMs in your local system, so that you don't give the data outside. OpenAI is an LLM, but it uses cloud, right? So whatever data you give, OpenAI can read it. They'll be storing it in their database and all. But you can have a private LLM. That I'll
But
show you. But building an LLM, we'll not be doing it.
yeah, like if we go to an organization, right? In the
Hmm.
organization, they'll not allow the private LLMs, right? So like public LLM, sorry. We need a
Mm.
private LLM. So how do we build that private LLM is a question.
Yes, I'll show you like how you can use that private LLM. Olama is
Okay.
one such private LLM. I'll show you how you can use it.
Okay.
So ma'am, you mean to say that we will post it locally?
Yes.
Okay.
You can also deploy it on a pipeline. There also you can launch it and run, and
Mhm.
you will be hosting it locally.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Okay, moving on. So we'll start with the basics. I think almost all of you know what LLM is, like the full form of LLM, right? Any answers? What is LLM? Like I just
Large
said few
language
minutes.
model.
Large language models.
Awesome, awesome. So this large language model is a prediction engine, language prediction engine, which means it is going to predict the next word, what is going to come. Say, for example, if the word is large in language, it will predict the next word to be model. And how is it doing? It has a lot of training data on which it was trained. So based on that, it will predict the next word that has to come up. So it is a language prediction engine, and it is going to work only based on the probability. So there's no logic and all. It's not going to follow any rules and all. Usually what will happen, we'll have some rules. If this is the case, do this. If this is the case, do that. If I click on this button, go to this page. But LLM is not like that. It is going to predict the next possible word that has to come. So it doesn't follow any rules. It predicts the language, and it is kind of a human like kind of. Okay, so let me ask you another question. Okay, you need not answer out loud, just think about it in your head. Okay, the question is, explain testing to a 5-year-old. Just think about the question in your mind. I'll give you 5 seconds. And how will you explain testing to a 5-year-old? Just think about the answer. Like, what answer will you give it to a 5-year-old? Done? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. Now, ask the same question again. I'll pause for 5 seconds. Done?
Yep.
Now, think about the answer which you thought first and the answer you thought right now. Was it exactly same? Or there was some little bit variability in the wordings?
Varies.
Yes, yes, that is normal for humans. And we have built a human-like system. And now we have to test it. Testing this is little terrifying, right? Because it's varying. Even we ourselves are not able to retain the same text for 5 seconds. We changed it. Okay, so now we'll get into like how this LLM is working, so that we know like how this is how we are the internal working of this, so that we can know basic terminologies, and it will be helpful for us to test as well. So what happens is, in an LLM, there will be user. User is someone like us who is going to ask questions, like providing input. And this input, we call it as prompt. Whatever we give as an input to LLM, we call it as a prompt. And what this LLM does is, as a first step, it tries to understand what this is. To understand this, it breaks that input into smaller sentences. Say, for example, if I ask an LLM, what is apple? It is going to break these things into small chunks or small units, and these units are called as tokens. So it will be splitting it as what is apple. So separate words called tokens. And after this, what it will do is it will try to understand the context, the semantic meaning. Like, what is this person trying to even tell me? What is the meaning of this? And after it finds out the meaning, it will go and search for a response. Semantic meaning in the sense like, if you take the word bank, and your sentence has the word bank, and there are different representation for this word bank, right? It can be money bank, it can be river bank. So it will try to understand what this person is saying. Is he talking about the money bank, or is he talking about the riverside river bank? It will try to understand this, and it will search for the response. How this is going to search for the response? It will have a training data, or the data on which it was trained. So based on the training data and based on its knowledge, it will go and search the response for this. And after searching the response, it will try to find out the similar combinations, the similar words are similar, and it predicts the next word based on it. And then only it goes to answer generation. This answer generation is going to be word by word. And if you have tried ChatGPT, it will not give you answer in one shot. It will be loading word by word only. It will be little fast, so you will be seeing line by line answers. So ChatGPT will also use same format, be generating one by one. It will be streaming the response. And After that, it'll do a little bit of polishing and display it to you and give it to you. A little bit of tweaking here and there so that it is user readable format and give it to you. And like it gives it back to the user. So this is how the LLM works on a high level. You give the input, it breaks it down into token and tries to understand the meaning, searches in its knowledge bank or the knowledge that it has, the training data, and then it generates the response word by word based on the probability. Right? Now, yeah. So let's say you ask a chatbot. You are going to ask summarize this document. Okay. First run, you see the output to be good. You do a second run. Then what you will observe? Wordings will change. We also saw no live example. We were thinking about something, and in 5 seconds we changed the wording. Same thing this bot is also doing. Third thing, one key fact it is missing. It forgot something. So now which one will be correct? Which one you will fail? Which one will go to production? So this is what where our traditional mindset of testing will break. Right? Okay. And I'll quickly go on to a little bit of applications. Today, AI is everywhere. We use it in almost everywhere. Like you use ChatGPT, if you do a Google search, an AI tooling will be there. It will be giving you some answer. You have Claude, you have Copilot, Gemini, and so on. And these LLMs are used almost everywhere to write your code, your analysis of documents, summarization, and everywhere you see this LLMs being used. Whatever generation tools that are there in the market or online, everything will be using LLM in the background. It will be calling any one of the LLM, and based on that only, it's going to give you a response. Yeah, and yeah. So what happened is, so this LLM, it is going to give you data based on probability, right? It is going to predict based on whatever it was trained. And what happened is companies or organizations, they lost trust in this LLM because it is randomly going to predict the next word based on its training data. So they lost the trust. They don't know like what to do. So what they thought of, what they came up with, I'll not trust the model. So let me ground in the data. Ground in the data meaning let me give the data from which it has to respond. So that's where RAG came into picture. So here what is going to happen is we are going to give a particular set of data to the LLM and ask it to generate a response based on that data alone. Not to take some random knowledge or random context or randomly predicting the next word. I'll give you the context, whatever you need. You do the generation based on that. This is what RAG is, Retrieval Augmented Generation. Okay, so for this, we will have two main components, which is the knowledge base and you will have the query. So knowledge base is like a database. It is going to contain your PDFs, the company's PDFs, documents, or any database or text or some form of information which you want to have, based on which you want to respond. So you can assume it to be your company's database, which has all the policies and documents and all. And next is the LLM. We will be using some LLM. LLM will be there. And the input that we are going to give, it is from the user. User is going to provide some input in natural language. He may be asking like, what are the policy related to leave? What is the leave policy do I have? This can be the input. And what this is going to do, RAG is going to do is it is going to pull the relevant context from the knowledge base. Only the related part of the query. From the query, it will be checking like the person is asking about leave policy. Okay, let me pull out the leave related documents from the knowledge base. And this retrieved context is going to be provided to the LLM along with the query. So you have the context and you have the query. And now this LLM is going to generate a response by combining these two. So now if you see, there won't be much hallucination compared to the previous one. Previous one, if you ask some question, what is the leave policy in my organization, it will randomly generate some leave policy on its own. But now, since you have given a context, like this is the leave policy and this is the policy, from this it is going to give you the answer or the response. Okay, any questions till now? Okay, I'll take it as a no.
Explain this-
Ma'am,
Yeah, can you explain this one more time?
Sure. So how this RAG is going to work is there'll be a knowledge base. Knowledge base is a database kind of. You can assume it to be the list of documents your company has. The policy documents, you can assume it to be list of policy documents. And the query is the user input. User is going to give some query to the LLM. And what is going to happen is a relevant context will also be picked from the knowledge base. Say for example, user is asking for, tell me about my leave policy that I have in my company. And this retrieval context will be pulling the data from knowledge base. The leave policy related data will be pulled. So the relevant context and the query will be given to the LLM together, and we will get a response based on the retrieval context. Was I able to explain this, or should I explain it in a different?
Yeah, I think this makes sense. Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let me
yes.
give you a small example. Okay, same example we'll take. Your company has built some internal AI assistant, and you're going to ask about travel reimbursement policy. Okay, simple question. Behind the scenes, this is going to use a RAG system. Okay, what this is going to do is, first step, it will go and search the internal documents. And second step, it will pull some relevant context, pull some text, few chunks of text. Third step, it will give all these data to the LLM. LLM will read the chunks or the text that it has pulled along with the query and give an answer. So far, so good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what happened? There was a problem here. There was a bug here that came in. Okay. So the problem is there were three versions of the policy document. There was one old policy, there was one draft policy, and there was one newly updated policy. So there were three versions. And what this retrieval system did know, it took one paragraph from the old policy, one paragraph from the draft policy, and the other updated document it completely forgot. It missed it altogether. And the LLM did what it has to do. What it has to do, it will take the retrieved context and the query, and it will answer the employee. Okay, it combined all these three information and gave a policy which was not even existing. So the answer was professional, the language was perfect, the terminology was good, but the policy it gave up, the policy that it described was not even there in the system. So usually if something goes wrong, where do you go and test it? Like what will you debug first? Some failure you have seen on an application that you have tested. Where do you go and check the error?
Where with
Right.
the
In that
business
case, we will
requirements.
go,
Logs.
Yes, logs. Then
or we can check the database why it is giving the incorrect response.
yes, we can do that. We'll check the code. We'll check if the logic is proper. We'll check the data and so on. But in this system, no, since I told you there were three versions, you know, like there were three versions. If I wouldn't have told this. Then where will this bug be? Is it in the UI? Will it be in the document, retrieval logic, LLM? You will not at all know that because I told you in the beginning that we have three versions. That's why we are
But
able to think about the document.
but it's in the query.
Um, okay. Mm, Can you elaborate? Like what's in the query?
So the query that goes along with the data, when the user gives the prompt and the prompt have to run the query along with the data, and it returns the data, right? Returns the output. So the problem might be with the query,
Okay. So the user can type anything that he wants, right? He is a human being. He'll be typing it in whatever way he wants. We cannot restrict there. The input can
No.
be in any form. So the query
No.
can be anything.
So when you say query, which is built along with this RAG data or whatever, the set of data which we give it predefined manner, right? So what sort of query is that?
Okay, the query, I'll tell you the query. The query was what is the travel reimbursement policy? That was the query the person gave in.
Right, that's the user query, right? But you
Yes.
said it will already be designed, or it will already be set with a set of queries along with the relevant data, even before.
Okay. This query
Who is
is
going to
the
insert
user
this
query.
data?
It is not the data. This is the user query. The prompt, basically.
Okay.
User input. Yes.
Isha, I have one question here. You mentioned knowledge-based database, right?
Yes, correct.
So
Knowledge base is the
that
database.
knowledge base is the database. Who is going to insert all this data? All this data?
Yes, it will be people from our team only, like some developers or someone who has to set this data up. Based on this only, say for example, if it is about your company related documents have to be put in. It can be in any format based on
The
how you're going
database,
to set it.
sorry, the database
So
which
it
is
is
already existing. Suppose any new already inbuilt application is already there. Okay, definitely for that some database will be there. Some inputs will be already available. The
Yes,
same
exactly.
database will be applicable here also. Can we use the same database instead of building this new database to get the inputs?
Yes, you can use if it is going to have the complete details or data that you need. It is a database, like you can use the same database. It's not a compulsion to create a new database, but you can assume it to be documents or text context, something like that. Say, for example, your bot is about traveling and all, and my knowledge base is going to have data about Paris and France related thing. So it will be having text or content or paragraphs related to Paris and France. So if someone comes and asks, tell me a tourist spot in France, it's going to pick context about Paris and other things as the relevant context and generate the response accordingly.
Okay. If a developer is developing any AI application, they need to use a fresh database. Or my question is, previously also some applications they might have implemented, some bots might have implemented by different organizations, right? They might have some database already.
Yes.
Okay. They might have developed in different languages also.
Yes.
So, okay. But the same database can be, suppose if we want to upgrade this, the web URL or whatever you call that bot, okay? We want to upgrade the bot, okay? Can we use the same data with the AI and AI and LLM? Just I'm just
Yes, you
correlating
can
those
use.
two, okay?
You can use. You can use. It is not a different
Okay.
database altogether. You can use.
It's the same database, right? No need to create
Yes.
two times.
Yes, it's the same
Suppose
database
if an
only.
organization already built one bot, okay, in
Mm.
previously maybe 2-3 years back, they did not use these LLMs and AIs, okay, but they want to upgrade with LLMs, okay, they can use the same database, right?
Correct. They
No
can
need
use
to
it.
create another one.
Yes. Correct.
Okay. This LLM, okay, LLM also will be built by developers only for every
No.
organization.
He will be using the
In a,
LLMs. Building an LLM will be like bringing up a company like OpenAI altogether. So what we'll be doing is we'll be using their services. We'll
We
be
are buying
using,
some product from them, you mean to say.
yes, correct. Similar to how we use AWS and other tools, no? So we'll be
Mm-mm.
leveraging those to build
Suppose
our.
any organization is planning to implement some bot,
Mm,
definitely they have to buy LLM from either OpenAPI, OpenAI or Chatbot, some other organization that they have to go and buy, right?
correct, correct. Or if they want, they can build it from scratch, but usually they'll not prefer that because that is effort intensive.
Yeah,
You have to
it's
put in a lot of effort. So people will start to use some API. They may use OpenAI, Claude, Gemini. All these provide some API keys and all. It will be kind of
mm.
plug and play. I'll show you one small
It's
sample
just
like.
that means if we need to build any bot, that
Mm,
bot or any application, so we need to have database and just link it to LLM which we bought. That's it, right?
yes, yes,
And
correct,
these two
correct.
are interlinked, and then based on the customer queries, it will pull from database plus
Mm,
LLM, and then the output will come. Right?
yes,
Okay.
correct.
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
Kavya,
Carry.
Mm,
this knowledge base is basically a database or a storage location where we will be having all these files and all.
it can be a database. It can also be a text file. It can be an array of text. It can be any form of data with which you will have a collection of data. It can be PDFs.
Yeah, that's
Um,
what the whole thing.
mhm.
I mean to say this database kind of thing can be on cloud,
Yes,
right?
it can be.
Okay.
Kavya, I have a question here.
Mhm.
Suppose if we have sent any query that is not present in the database, then in that case, what response we get?
Yes, we have to tell the LLM like how it has to respond to this in this case. We have to give the condition or check like if the knowledge base doesn't have any data, what you should do. We should tell the LLM. Else it will
Okay.
start hallucinating and giving you some new responses.
Okay.
Yes.
Uh, Kavya, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, the test scenarios that we are covering.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's say we have an AI application already built.
Mm-hmm.
So, from the front end, if I give any prompt, I receive a response. And
Mm-hmm.
when I see, like in the network activity, there is an endpoint
Mm-hmm.
and like a chat endpoint where
Mm-hmm.
I can see that this is the user in the payload, this is the prompt that the user gave. And in response, we get a series of response, like not just one string, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it will also give like for example, which agent it is routing to. So it's the response that we receive, it's not just one response, it's like a series of response. So from that it's like extracting the, I mean, last response that has the final result, and then compare that with the expected result. So will you also be showing something like that in the
Yes.
testing, like how we can receive the actual response from the API? And
Yes.
if we talk about the expected, is it something like we have to hard code the expected results, or will you be showing how we can uh, connect with the database uh, to get the expected result? How it will
Okay.
work?
Okay, so what I'll be showing you is we'll be getting a response from this bot. And as you said, it will be a streamed response. So you will be seeing a streamed response in your network tab or the API
Mhm.
response. Because LLM
Yes.
predicts next word and all, so it will be streamed
Yes.
response, and then you would have got the final answer, which you show
Right.
it on the UI. So what we will be seeing is the final response which we got. Is it a valid response or not?
Okay.
Is
And
that
the
the right response for the question that the user gave?
okay. And the expected result, is it something that we have to hard code? How we will uh, calculate the expected result? Because
Yes.
is it hard coding it or
No. No, absolutely, we cannot hard code it. It's not at all possible because we cannot think of n number of permutation combinations. That's not at all possible.
Right.
So that's what we will be seeing in tomorrow's session, like how you are going to write a test case for this small summarization. So I thought of planning it today, but since we have limited time, this activity will be taking a little longer. So I'll show you like how you can write a test case, like how you're the same question. I'll be answering your question in tomorrow's session. Sorry, not
Okay.
tomorrow's, Monday's session.
Okay. And one last thing, like, will you be showing like LLM as a judge, like other LLM, and give the same prompt, and then whatever result it will give, will it become an expected result, or the expected result is something we will calculate and then it will be compared with the actual result?
Can you come again? I didn't.
So okay, so the expected result that we receive is one that we can calculate and then that we can provide. Let's say there is
Yes.
a database query. If I ask some question, so maybe in the from the database I'll get the answer. So I'll
Mm.
connect to the database and I'll get the query response. That is one. Other
Mm.
thing is in order to know the expected result, is it something that we will connect to other LLM and ask the same question and then like compare that response with the actual response that we sent to
Oh,
the previous
okay.
LLM,
So,
like
so there
LLM
are
as a judge?
Yes, there are two ways you can use LLM as judge. You can ask another AI and get the summary and compare. And the second one is to measure like how good your response is based on the query and your database. You have two inputs, right? Based on these two inputs, you can evaluate how good this answer has been formed. We will be seeing, we'll be touching on this LLM as judge also in the upcoming
Okay.
sessions.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Ma'am, I
Kavya, I
have
have
one
one question
question.
here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Sorry, someone wants to go ahead first.
Yeah, thanks. So, one thing I wanted to check here is, ma'am, like one of our friend just brought up the question regarding the in the backend, what all the agents it's being hit when we give any prompt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically a logs, if I'm not wrong, what they were checking, what they wanted to speak here is might be logs. That are we using any langfuse or lang graph to capture those logs in our report?
No, we are not covering that in this session. Maybe I
Because
can check this out, but I think we won't be able to cover this part. And I think it will not be um, that important, I believe, from my perspective. But yeah, I can check this out. Can you type out your question on the chat? I'll make a note of this.
sure, sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, Kavya, if I can go ahead with the question.
Yes.
Okay, I have one question here. That's all understood, right? How we prompt and then we can just give the matrix or pass or fail criteria
Mm,
to the model we have.
mm,
But one question just arises when we are testing environments in QA. Basically,
mm.
we all, I mean, first start with our QA environment, then the staging, then the production.
Yes.
So it's all the integration is completely different, correct? So
Mm.
how does it understand? So it fails in QA environment, and then even if it passes on QA environment, whatever we have set up, and then staging it fails sometime, right? So how we can just we are sure that the it passed, the test case is passed
Okay. So
when we give
here,
the
it will not be a pass or fail. We will not be able to give pass or fail result as a part of our testing. Our reports and everything, whatever we give, we cannot say like this is a pass, 100% pass. Usually, if you check a login feature or something, you will be saying like it is a 100% pass percent, right? like that you will not be able to give a exact numbers or something. The output is also probable, right? You can also give a probable report only. You won't be able to say like it is a pass or fail kind of. Instead, you will have a different set of metrics altogether. For AI application, you cannot say pass or fail. Instead, you will have some metrics like how faithful it is, how much is it hallucinating. The matrices will be calculating how much toxic it is. So with these metrics you will come up with a judgment like how good is it to go to production. Is it okay to move this to production with this level of hallucination? Let's say it is going to hallucinate 2%, and 98% it is going to give a good answer. So, am I okay to go ahead with this? So, we'll be seeing that in tomorrow's session. Not tomorrow's, Monday's and Tuesday's session will be covering like how you will be, testing, or how you will be devising a test case for this scenario. Maybe the
So
Okay.
I know.
steps, maybe
Oh,
the steps you need to follow between, like you asked about environment, right? So, um, you need not concentrate much on environments because it is going to be the same model that is going to get deployed in each and every environment. So in every environment, you will be calculating a list of metrics. It will not be a single metric. It will not be a test case at all. We'll not use the term test case hereafter. We'll be using the term matrices. Like what metrics and all I'll be using to validate or to give a thumbs up to this model to promote to the next environment. And let's say it is going to staging environment, I'll be again recalculating the metrics and see like how much percentage it has passed, and based on that I'll promote to prod. So we'll see those metrics in the upcoming session, and in the next session I'll show you like how you can write a test case. Actually today we went in theory thing, next session will be completely practical. We will be writing a test case together for one of the AI scenario, AI answers generation scenario. And in the next session, I'll be showing you the steps how you can approach a AI system, like how you can get started if someone comes and gives you an AI application to test, or if you join a new AI project, how would you start with what you are going to start with? What is the first step? We'll go step by step, what and all things you can manually check,
Okay,
so
this
that you
is
can validate.
so okay,
Mm,
sorry. This
mm,
is something I understood so far is testing just the LLM model, whatever uh,
mm,
the company has built, not the
mm.
actual application, not actual application,
This
like
is
generating the test cases.
meaning I didn't get. Can you come again?
This is, I mean, this whole course is about just testing the LLM model whoever has built in the company, not the business test cases or the application the company has. Is that
Uh,
right?
app application testing, I think we all are already doing it. It is the same as what you are doing. Like there's no different perspective to it, right? Same
Yeah.
testing,
Mhm.
like logging into the application. Chat GPT also has a sign in, so we need not test the sign in. We already know how to test a sign in, like how do you sign in to Chat GPT. So those things we already know. The thing where we are lagging is how will you validate the answers that this Chat GPT is giving me?
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, I
Mm,
think this course is
Okay.
about if your company or if you are building an AI model,
mm,
an AI application. So here
mm.
we are just testing whether your AI model is giving how accurate answers it is giving. There is other testing where you use AI tools to test your application. That is a different thing that we are not covering here, right? We are simply covering how we can test an AI model.
Yes, how we
correct?
can test a AI application or AI model. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, okay. So yeah, I had the same question. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I thought so. You got confused. So
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, okay. Thanks for clarifying. Yep.
Hi, Kavya. I
Yes.
know it was me who diverted it in the beginning from your continuous course, actually. So you had a scenario, like, a user will have three different policies, old, draft, and new policies, but the prompt is giving an incorrect answer. So can we
Mm.
get back to that? So where are we?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, 1 second. Um, just a second. I'm just going to that slide. Okay, so what is the question? Like you want me to explain it again, is it?
Now, your question was why is the prompt giving a incorrect answer, right?
Mm.
Though you gave us a scenario that there was an old policy, a draft policy, new policy, but when a user gave a prompt, the system was returning a different answer, which was not alignment with the predefined data. What was the
Correct.
reason you asked? And I said like it might be with a query, right?
Yes, yes,
So can we continue on that?
sure. So it it is not with the query actually. The query can be it can be anything. The user can ask anything. He can play with the words, and he can ask whatever he wants. He'll be asking the bot. You can ask anything, and your bot must be able to differentiate between what is a right and what is a wrong. If it is a correct answer, then I have to answer this. If it is not, then I'll not answer this. So whenever a user asks a question, what this RAG is going to do is it will quickly go and check its database. It will go and search, hey, some user has come in, he has asked some question, let me go and check in the database if I have information related to this. And then we have two things now. Am I sharing my screen? No, I believe.
No,
Just a
you're
second.
not.
Just a second. I forgot. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So this is our query. The user has asked something. What is the travel policy? Something he has asked here. So this RAG, what it'll do, it'll go and check in this knowledge base and see like what and all data I have related to this travel policy, and travel policy related content alone it will fetch from that. And we will be giving these two things as input to LLM. LLM will be taking the query in the sense the user prompt and the context that we fetched from the knowledge base. With these two things, we'll be providing a response. Let's say, for example, in ChatGPT itself, you give a small paragraph. You can also try this out. Give a small paragraph and ask, after that paragraph, tell it like, hey, from this paragraph, tell me what is this. Maybe you can give a paragraph about France. And then you can ask a question like, what is the capital of France? Now, fetch data only from the above context and give me an answer. It will give you the exact answer from that paragraph, right? It will not go and search the its own training set or the internet to fetch this answer. It's going to use the data that is there as a context. Was I able to answer your question or
No, that was clear, Kavya. That was clear. But
okay?
to be relevant, you said like the knowledge base had a old policy, draft policy, and a new policy. And this is your example which you gave a while ago.
Yes, correct.
So the prompt returned a paragraph from old policy, a paragraph from draft policy, but it let go the paragraph from the new policy or the updated version policy, which was really important. So
This
where
this
did we go wrong?
Yeah, so where it went wrong is the place where we were fetching this context. This relevant context is being picked, from this database. At that time, it missed out one of the policy. This can be one possible way. Second possible way, it has taken all these three things. It was retrieved. But what happened is this LLM, it took only the first two documents from here and then processed. It left out one of those. This can be the second case. So, or the third case can be the database itself didn't have the updated document. So that can be the third case. So it can go wrong on all these three places.
Just I would like to give one real-time example, ma'am, if you are okay.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, recently there was a news of Deloitte, if everyone has heard. They had got an audit company, Australian company, if I'm not wrong. They had given for an audit of their documents. They used AI to do audit, and they gave the output. But end of the day, they sued that company because when the people in that Australian company, they well-known people, right? Those who are expert in the documents, I mean, knowledge base. When they were trying to find out, they found that the audit was not done properly, and it turned out to be that they used AI to do this. So this was
Yes,
the recent news. Maybe that
yes,
is the reason, that one example we can give. It has not properly uh, picking the right answer.
yes. It hallucinated.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks for adding that. It was a good example actually. Yes, we are on time actually. Any other questions from anyone?
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm if my understanding is right. So you mentioned about the LLM, right? So
Mm-hmm.
whenever we get the user inputs, so it will break into pieces, and
Mm-hmm.
that's called a token you mentioned, and also it will
Yes,
understand, and also based on the trained model, so it will generate the response word by word.
yes.
So we'll be validating the response what it gives, and also what is it, this trained model which you mentioned. So the trained in responses which we will get it from the LLM, so that we will get it from the cloud, like how that the trained
Those
actually.
things we need not worry about. So
Mm-hmm.
because if your organization is going to build a AI application, they will use the LLM that is already there. Example, they'll be using some models from Gemini. They'll be using
Mm-hmm.
some models from OpenAI. That is what we call as LLM. Under the hood, how LLM works, like how it is performing, that's what I showed you in the architecture. We will not be testing OpenAI's API. That we'll not do. We'll be
Okay.
leveraging those API and the application that was built using this LLM. That is what we will be
Mm-hmm.
evaluating. So now we use an LLM, but we cannot assure like this is going to give me a right response, right? Because we are going to fetch the data from our own database, and we are going to build an application for ourselves. So you can
Okay.
consider this LLM like an AWS service kind of,
Yeah,
or
the mm-hmm.
yes, where we leverage things. We don't build it, we leverage, and we build our own tools from that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Kavya, you also mentioned yesterday about the deep well. Where does the deep well comes in picture here?
Okay. So when you have a response from your chatbot, you will be having a paragraph, maybe response kind of. So now it is going to change word by word, it will change. Like wordings will change. Every time it will change. So now how will you validate this is true or false, right? So you'll need one metrics, or you will need some criteria. So those matrices you cannot do it manually. Manually, if you are going to review each and every paragraph and come up and check if it is working, that is pretty impossible. So that's where DeepEval helps us. It gives you the metrics, it gives you numbers, like how good this answer is, how faithful this answer is this answer hallucinated one? Is it hallucinating? If yes, how much it is hallucinating? So those kind of metrics DeepEval framework will give us. We'll be utilizing DeepEval to calculate all these evaluation metrics.
So, ma'am, when
Is
it
it a
comes
paid thing? Sorry. Is it
What?
a paid one, DeepEval,
No,
or is it free to use?
it is free to use. You can use it. We are not
Okay,
going to use paid tools here because payment it'll be in dollars and
right.
OpenAI's
Okay,
API and all. If you start using it, it'll start charging in dollars. So we'll go with free tools as far as possible.
okay.
so, ma'am, like you mentioned, we are going for the free tools.
Mm.
So, may I know what is the capacity of the DeepEval, like 3 billion or 6 billion model? Because if the free version, which is of lesser capacity, right? So maybe our output will also compromise.
Okay, so DeepEval is not a model, it is the framework, and it will
Okay.
use a model which you are giving. And this model is configurable. You can modify the models. Say, for example, if you want to use Olama models, there are n number of Olama models that are available. Whatever model you want, you can pick and choose and you can give it to the as an input. That is pretty straightforward. And all the models that are provided by Olama are free to use and it runs on your local system only. So your
Oh,
data
yeah.
is also safe in your system. It is not pushed to what is it, a cloud system or something. No security issues, no security concerns will come if even if you give your client data or something. Because it is only on your system. That's going to run only on your system and you will have
Mhm.
everything on your system. That's one way. And another is you can use OpenAI's APIs. There are a lot of OpenAI's APIs, GPT-3, 4, 5 and
Mhm.
latest ones also you can use. You can it is plug and play kind of. DeepEval supports a lot of other API keys which you can use.
Okay, so DeepEval is the alternative for LangChain, I can say.
I'm not sure about LangChain, so I won't be able
Yeah,
to
I
answer.
think I guess I can answer. LangChain, I guess we use mostly to build agents. DeepEval is a framework that can help us to test agents, I believe. Uh,
Exactly. You have DeepEval and Ragas for performing evaluations. So if you are looking for evaluation type, like I want some metrics, like I want to know the toxicity score, then you will go with DeepEval and Ragas. Ragas is also one more framework that is quite popular, but
Mhm.
it doesn't have extensible features compared to DeepEval. DeepEval has way more extra features compared to Ragas.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks, Manan,
Yes.
for teaching.
yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining. It was a good session today. And we'll be having our next session on Monday. Please do join. There we will be, writing a test case together. We'll see like how you can write the test case and almost all the questions that you have now, like how will I validate a response that I don't even know what to expect. We will see like what we need to validate there and how we are going to manually check that in the next two sessions.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
sure.
you so
Thank
Thank you.
you.
much.
Unless we see
Thank you,
it
Kavya.
practically, maybe that will give us more, uh,
Yes,
Visibility. Yeah.
more.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Thank. Yeah.
Do we
Thank
have
you.
two more demo sessions?
Yeah, we have one on Monday. I'm not sure about Tuesday session. Monday we have one demo session.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, please do join that. We'll see like how you can write the test case.
All right. Thanks.
Okay, thank you so
Sure.
much.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you, Kavya.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Happy weekend all.
Happy weekend.